What's going on, everybody? Today, before we begin on this episode talking about Dr. Stone, just want to address the tragedy that happened in Japan at the Kyoto Animated Studios. Just want to send a prayer out to all the families and all the people who lost someone over that horrible fucking incident. It was over 30 people who were killed, over 30 injured. Crazy times we're living in. Just want to have a moment of silence for those people.
Yeah, I definitely do feel the same way you do. My condolences, because at the end of the day, this isn't only an anime channel, but we are all lovers of anime. So all of us were deeply affected. Me, myself, you, Rod, Nick, and then also Dom as well. So everybody on here from the Couch Bros are going to go ahead and give you guys our condolences, and everybody who was affected by the fire at Kyoto Anime Studio. So my blessings and my condolences.
With that being said, the show must go on, and today, on this particular episode, we are going to hop right into Dr. Stone. This episode that came out, there wasn't like a crazy amount of things that happened. If there's anything that was established, we are now starting to see the relationship between Senku and Shishio Tsukasa starting to develop. And it's starting to become a lot more clear that this is going to be somewhat of a cat and mouse game between these two characters. And on this particular episode, we see that, first of all, Taiju is the worst homeboy you can have. Like, he's the nigga that can't keep a secret, bro. Like,
bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. Like, I was watching this episode and I was like, God damn, Taiju's stupid as hell, bro.
In Taiju's defense, Senku knows how fucking stupid he is. He did not make any effort to explain to Taiju prior to this. Well, he didn't really have a chance, that he didn't trust Tsukasa. So, I mean, no one didn't see this coming. As soon as I realized that he was trying not to tell Shishio about that, I knew Taiju was gonna fuck that up, bro. I mean, everybody with a brain knew he was gonna steal his way in right in there and just be like, oh man, we got the magic juice, bitch.
Yeah, but you can't act unself-aware, though. Like, it's to the point where it's just like, I don't want to hate Taiju, but I realize this series is gonna make me hate Taiju. And my other critique of this episode is that I quickly realized, because they did bring back Yuzihara, I realized she's useless and she adds nothing to the show so far. I don't read the manga. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if she's gonna develop down the road, but I get a strong sense that she's useless. So that's my critique. That's gonna be my overall critique so far.
Yeah, she has a definite damsel in distress vibe to her. And then, I'm not gonna lie, Taiju, with his whole, like, it's dope that he's strong enough to take a couple hits from Tsukasa, but this whole, I will never hit anyone, you're fucking useless, bro. Like, you're not even gonna hit the fucking lions and shit? What the fuck?
Even Shishio was just like, wait, hold on a second. You mean to tell me that I get to beat shit out of you? You won't stop me, but you want me to stop. You do realize there's no deal here, right? There's no deal being made. Like, even when the guy is telling you that your plan makes no sense, yeah, that kind of says a lot about who you are. You know?
So what about you, Dom? How do you feel about the episode? Because I think we're all in agreement that this wasn't the strongest episode. We get it. It is going to be building up stuff. We're going to be setting up stuff for the future. But I gave it okay. I felt okay about it. And go ahead. How do you feel?
Well, contrary to you guys, I kind of like Taiju. Namely because he is like a real high school kid, whereas the other two characters, they're just way too damn smart. I mean, as far as their just their personalities go, and as far as like all things that they can do, the fact that your main antagonist can see things he shouldn't be able to see, because I mean, they kind of set up as to be very simple. Like, okay, we're gonna have Senku be a genius, we're gonna have Taiju be the idiot, and I was kind of thinking that you're gonna have like this, Beastmaster punch a guy, punch a lion in the face type dude, and he's also kind of a genius that can kind of see things at multiple angles and like figure things out. So I'm not sure if he's just like high school god or what type of high school these kids were going to, but Taiju is probably the most normal kid in the whole bunch.
Nah, fuck that. I was 16, bro. I wasn't as stupid as Taiju. I was never that stupid, bro. I was 16, I was 15, I was 17. I was his age. I was his typical shonen anime trope age. That boy retarded. That boy is stupid, man.
Nah, man, he's far too naive for his own good, bro. Like, he got to be able to read the scene. You know what I'm saying? Like, read everything that's going on, bro. Like, come on, bro. But one thing I will say that the episode did do a good job doing is that it definitely shows us that Tsukasa is going to, on an intellectual level, he's going to be able to oppose Senku a little bit. And if you combine that with his outrageous physical gifts, he makes quite the hell of an enemy.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
So the episode in terms of Tsukasa and Shishio, like for example, when Taiju, which is where I was going with this, when Taiju accidentally talks about the miracle serum, and Tsukasa immediately becomes interested, and Senku's like, ah, shit. So Senku sends him off, and they hurry up and mix the real formula to hurry up and revive Yuzu. Just that whole sequence makes you realize, like, damn, Senku really views Tsukasa as a threat. Like, he is terrified at the potential, maybe, I don't want to say the carnage, but how badly he can oppose him. You know what I mean? Like, Senku can see that, and this man was just killing people. Like, he was just crushing statues of adults along his path like it was nothing. So we already start to see that Tsukasa's twisted ideologies are already creeping in quickly and early. I don't know. I'm interested in seeing what Senku's gonna do, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they ended up going to the volcano, right?
Yeah.
Which is where the weapons of science that they are alluding to are going to appear.
One thing I really didn't like about this episode was how Tsukasa just immediately knew what Senku's plan was. He shows up, he immediately realizes, oh, this is a fake little disturbed scene to make think that they ran off. These are fake footprints. I get that. Anybody with a brain could realize that. How the fuck does he then know exactly what direction they're going? Why they are going that direction? What they are trying to create to stop? Like, how does he just immediately form these fucking hypotheses? When did he get this fucking smart? So you're gonna tell me that not only is he OP, he punched lions in the face, but he's also smart enough to deduce Senku's plan within seconds. I just feel like they're making him way OP.
Go ahead, Dom. How you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Nick on that one. But them being OP, I just feel like this week was just, I don't know, I would give this like a C minus, definitely. Especially when you put it against everything else that came out this summer. This has definitely been a weaker showing, I believe, for this episode. Not enough for me to necessarily like fall off of it, but definitely enough for me to say, all right, I'm gonna give this 2 or 3 more episodes, and something needs to pick up or happen that kind of like brings me back into the fold. Yeah, I know it's supposed to be like a more cerebral type of show, but something needs to change.
All right, that's where I gotta defend Dom. It wasn't that bad, bro. Like we all know this is a slow burn. Like it wasn't that bad. Like I actually, now that I think in retrospect, I think I'm a little overly critical because the 20 minutes it actually wasn't painful or anything like that. It went by pretty quick. Like it was boom, 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 boom. I know what they're doing. I don't agree that Shishi used to be this strong and this smart. Like the protagonist is Senku. He's supposed to be smarter than everybody. This dude is fresh out of the fucking stone. Why is he matching with Senku? I think that's bad storytelling, but I understand it. They're trying to get that part of the story out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, we don't read the manga. We're just judging this off of what they think and what we saw. Obviously, down the road, because there's too much hype behind this, people who read the manga think too highly of it. I know there has to be a reason why they're doing what they're doing, but it is bullshit. It was a fucking ass pull. How the hell did this nigga know they were going to go make gunpowder? Like, aka to make the weapons of science. No, fuck out of here. But that aside, it was a good episode, bro. Like, what are we judging this against, bro? Like, what are we doing? I think we get a little over carried right now.
Well, personally, I'm judging it against everything else that's out this season. So just kind of like, watch episodes back to back, because I kind of end up binging everything on Friday/Saturday, and I'm watching like 2-3 hours of straight anime. So it's kind of in the back of your head, just kind of like rating it, what got you excited, what didn't get you excited. And right now, I'm putting this 3rd, 4th, maybe 5th in my list of things I want to click on, unless something changes.
All right, so this is 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th on your list. We already know. We know what number 1 is. That's Demon Slayer. We all agree on that. We don't even have to talk about that. We're gonna have a separate episode just for that episode of Demon Slayer, because that was it. But I mean, come on, bro. Really, bro?
Yeah, really. I'd much rather watch, Demon Slayer. Rather watch Fire Force. Rather watch Vinland Saga. That's already 3. And I'd rather watch, oh man, what was that show that Rob put me on? Oh yeah, The Abandoned Beast. That show goes hard too. So yeah, Dr. Stone's fit for me, man.
So what are you saying? Like 2 more episodes, you're out? Like you're part of the show. Like what are we gonna do without you? You're just gonna be like, yeah, I didn't watch it, but I'm here for more support.
Oh no. Don't get it twisted. I have 0 life. Like I'm watching this damn anime. So don't get it twisted. Like I'm still an anime nerd. Like I've watched hundreds of animes that I've had 0 interest in. I don't even know why. I don't have no right. I'm down for the count.
One thing about this anime though, and Herb alluded to this on last week's episode. For an anime that's supposed to be grounded in logic and realism and science, like the scene where Taiju is rushing at Tsukasa and then Senku's just like, nah, bro, I gotta help you out. And he shoots the crossbow, catches the crossbow in midair, bro. I was like, come on, dog. This not only is this so fucking just so implausible. This nigga's a high schooler, bro. What is he doing catching a crossbow midair, bro? Come on, dog. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's hands down my biggest gripe, and it's going to be my continuous biggest gripe because they've doubled down on this shit, bro. It's one thing to punch a fucking lion to death. Niggas catching crossbows. You can't even see a crossbow, bro. This nigga caught it, hit a spin move, and threw it at the ground, dog. It's like, come on, bro. Be real.
Senku even mentioned that was moving at over 200 kilometers an hour. So that's kind of fucking fast.
So that's literally going to be my biggest issue. Like, I know for sure that's going to be hands down my biggest issue with the show is that the charm of the show is supposed to be the logic, the practicality behind it, recreation of things that we take for granted in our everyday life, and it'll just make and it puts you in a situation where it's like, wow, so that's what it would be if we didn't have these things. But all of that gets dumped on side of his head when this fucking superhuman does whatever the fuck he wants and breaks reality, bro.
I don't know, bro, but I'll say this. I want to see going forward, because, not too much happened in this episode. We talked about most of the main points. Going forward, though, I want to see what Yuzahiro brings to the table. Like you said, we kind of surmise that she's gonna be the typical damsel in distress. We're not the manga readers where we want this to surprise us every week, but I'm hoping that she brings some sort of particular talent. It doesn't have to be like a typical, she's a healer or something. Like she could have some kind of practical, useful skill. I'm looking forward to see what she brings to the table.
Hey, go ahead, Dom.
Yeah, the other thing too, and one of the reasons why I don't like watching anime intros, and what's going to keep me in the show essentially, is the fact that every time they bring back another person, it's going to be unlocking something totally different. Because you have no idea who they're going to bring back. That's why I'm upset with myself for watching the anime intro. Usually I don't like watching intros until at least 6-7 episodes in. If you watch it too soon, it's I've already seen okay, they're going to unlock some totally different people, and I don't know where the hell they're going to come from. So every time you unlock a person, or you cure a person, that's a whole nother element to the show. Who the hell are they going to unlock? That person's probably going to add something, possibly good to the show.
I'll tell you this, man. I despise anime intros, so I don't have that problem. I'm good on that.
Yeah, we skip just about every anime intro, and don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of the music. That's fucking bars right there. But I never actually watched. And to your point, man, this anime has left such an indifferent taste in my mouth. They could revive 20 different, and I still wouldn't give a shit. I'm gonna watch the anime, but literally, just like Dom said, it's at the bottom of all the new anime lists.
Damn, bro, what the hell? What are I walking Warrior World, bro? Anime is not that bad, bro. Y'all out here ODing right now, bro. Y'all making me feel like I gotta defend this honor, and the crazy part is I came on the episode feeling as indifferent as you guys, but bro, y'all treating this shit like it's some fucking B-lister. Y'all treating this shit like it's Boogie Pop Phantom or something, dog. God damn.
Well, in fairness to the anime, it's 3 episodes in, you feel me? It's 3 episodes in, so we got some time to let it grow and flourish. What it is sometimes, like Demon Slayer and Vinland Saga and Fire Force even, when you watch these animes in the first 2-3 episodes, they just grip you like a fucking Venus flytrap, bro. You know what I mean? It's no question. Dr. Stone, I can see his potential. I like it. I enjoy it, but I can see where the fellas are coming from.
I have to argue that point because I've watched other animes that are not action-based that gripped me right away, like Kakegurui, or however the fuck you say it.
Right.
It's about gambling. It's not action-based at all. Bro, I was drawn in within 3 minutes of watching, and I started watching halfway through the second season. I had no idea what was going on. Or Ace of Diamonds, about baseball. Baseball's probably my least favorite sport. I'll watch motherfucker golf before I watch the gameplay. And that shit had me hooked like nobody's fucking business, bro. I just started watching it from the very beginning. It doesn't have to be battling monsters and cutting people's heads off. And I'm not saying the anime is bad. I'm just saying based on the first 3 episodes, I'm not stoked to see the next 3 episodes.
Alright, so I feel like that's a good way to end this episode. We're gonna continue, don't the people who was following this podcast specifically for Dr. Stone, yes, your heart is broken. Yes, Nick just took y'all to fucking shreds. To all the Dr. Stone fans out there, and there is a rabid fan base, we're gonna continue watching. I don't think it's that bad, but it definitely left me okay, it's whatever, it's cool. I just don't see the hype, but I'm pretty sure I've heard too many good things about that to give up on after 3 episodes, because there's such an interesting story that is still out there. There's a lot of world building that's still out there. So I'm gonna rock with it regardless. Like I'm invested for the fact that we're doing it for a reason, and we're gonna see where it goes because it's gonna be an ongoing series. So we're just gonna ride this shit out. Me personally, and it's looking like damn, I might have to do this podcast by myself when it comes to Dr. Stone. But hey, I'll ride it out.
Nah, man. I mean, you know, we gonna ride it out. You know, so far, I'll tell you this. I'm a fan of anime. Listen, I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how many people would admit it, but I love the Yu-Gi-Oh animated series. I watched every series. Not all of them are good. Actually, most of them are terrible. But I still love it, and I love the cerebral thinking part of any kind of anime. So you know, we gonna keep up with it, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they make use of Senku's smarts and his science.
I want to leave with one final thought because Herbie's acting like I tore this shit to shreds. I said the same shit you said, but I didn't wear baby gloves. But I want to say there was another anime that I really didn't care for the first, 7 or 8 episodes, and that was Neon Genesis Evangelion. But by the end of it, I was a huge fucking fan of it. And I'm hoping that happens with Dr. Stone. I'm not writing the anime off. I'm just giving my honest opinion. As of now, not Stone.
Final words, Dom?
Yeah, I'm up there with Nick, man. I'm just going to say first episode was an A, then it went to a B, and I'm just saying instead it went to a C. It can go anywhere from here. I'm just saying, like, those first couple episodes, you know, first 2, dope. Third episode, a little bit unbelievable. So, I mean, if they can fix this guy's OP problems or try to get around, you know, some of his other issues for him being such a powerful, unbelievably, you know, punch lions and catch 100-mile-an-hour, like, arrows high school kid, and yeah, we can definitely come back around to it, and it can be, like, you know, a great series.
I mean, I'll say this. One thing we got to remember, too, this episode was clearly a setup episode for what's coming next. So, you know, it was probably going to come down a little bit because it was setting us up for the fight. But I think that now that the fights are really about to happen, we're going to see, even as crazy strong as Tsukasa is, the battle of Senku's wits versus everything Tsukasa has to offer. It's going to be a good way to get us all hooked really deep into the series.
All right, so yeah, I think it's a good way to check out. I mean, we all gave our opinions. We're definitely going to follow the episode, like we said, and then we're going to go ahead and see what episode 4. Hopefully, episode 3 was a build up to episode 4, and it really hits the ground running. We won't know, so we are going to go ahead and check out now. Deuces from her.
It's your boy Rodman signing out.
See everybody next time.